What's up, guys? Frankie Forsyth back here with another video, and this one's a little different. We're out here in nature, and I wanted to make this video specifically in this setting because this is a video I've been planning for a while now, and this is going to be on the 4 pillars of masculine strength. And I'm going to do these in order based on the difficulty of acquiring each one. So let's just start off. The first one is physical strength or physical capability, athleticism. Physical strength. Now, this is probably the easiest one to acquire because it's very straightforward and you don't really have to put much effort into it. Well, you do have to put a lot of physical effort, but that's it, really. There's nothing else that is required of you. It's basically moving one thing, bench press, doing some pull exercises, working out your legs, stuff like this. And this is the easiest place to start for a lot of people, and this will build the other things that I'm about to talk about next. Now, number 2 is mental strength, or your mental abilities. And likewise with the first one I just talked about, physical strength, some people are born with just a naturally higher IQ, but you can raise your IQ and your knowledge obviously by reading books, watching videos, stuff like this, just critically thinking about the world. And another thing that I wanted to point out is how there's a difference between, I don't know if you guys have heard about this before, but the difference between crystalline IQ and flow IQ. Now, crystalline IQ can definitely be greatly enhanced and should be, which crystalline IQ is basically your wealth of knowledge, the facts in your brain or the knowledge you have in your brain. And flow IQ is basically your ability to analyze information, connect dots, stuff like this. And it's more so related to intuition and things like this. And that's another thing which comes with mental strength. And another thing I'm about to talk about, intuition, is what comes from the combination of those two things. Anyways, that is a little bit harder than physical strength, getting strong in the mind, because you have to have a disciplined mind to have a truly knowledgeable mind, because it's not easy to think correctly, have the correct line of thinking, and especially in today's world where nobody thinks with logic anymore. Everybody wants to think with their emotions, and don't get me wrong, there are times where you need to consider emotion, but that should not be the primary force of thought, or the primary median of thought. Anyways, the next one, number 3, is emotional strength. And this is where you'll see a lot of people fall off, honestly, is the midpoint. Some people are physically strong. A lot of people talk about, meatheads. They're just physically strong. They might not be mentally there yet, or even mentally capable based on the IQ they were born with. But there are a lot of people too who are both physically strong, physically capable, and mentally strong. And keep in mind that you can actually skip one. There are people who are weak but are still mentally strong, you know what I mean? And like I said, this leads me into my other point, how a lot of people fall off at the midpoint. They're either one of two things. They're a meathead, or they're, one of the scrawny nerds or whatever you want to call them, or they're a combination of the two. And a lot of people don't reach this point where they get to emotional strength. And when I say this, I mean basically mental resilience, your ability to deal with your own emotions, analyze them, and kind of look at them from a third person point of view and not let your emotions control you. And keep in mind that I don't mean emotionless when I say this. That would just make you some psychopathic person, but I mean managing your emotions and having the strength to not show them sometimes, you know what I mean? Or keep them under control. This goes for anger, despair, even joy sometimes. And yeah, like I said, a lot of people fall off in that midpoint, but again, there are some very emotionally strong people who aren't physically strong or mentally strong. But it's much easier when you have emotional strength to acquire the first two. You see what I'm saying? And this leads me to the final one, which if you have this, it is easy to acquire all of the previous three that I just mentioned. As it says in the Bible, he who searches the kingdom first, or search the kingdom first, and all other things will be added on to you. This is what that line means. Because number 4 is your spiritual strength. And this one, many men of today fall short of. And, we all fall short of true spiritual strength, because that is, I don't know if I want to say impossible, but it is quite the journey to get there, to the top of the mountain of spiritual strength. And, I'm still climbing that mountain myself, but this is definitely level 4 difficulty out of 4 of the kinds of strength you need to build as a man. And like I said, a lot of people today, they don't even consider this, you know what I mean? And like I said, when you have emotional strength and you are able to control your emotions, it's much easier to get to this point of spiritual strength, because you're not clouded by shame, guilt, anger. Even lust is another emotion that you need to keep in check as a man. And a lot of people today just live in that spirit, and they are spiritually weak. And you can, once you are on the spiritual journey and you're actually improving yourself in the astral world as a man, you'll be able to see right through these people. It's not difficult at all, because their aura just radiates negative, weak energy. Even though they might be a positive person, you can sense that something isn't quite right with that person, and that's usually what it is. They're just weak in that department. And like I said, a lot of men today are like that. A lot of women too. But this video is going to be geared towards men, because if you're a man, you definitely want to watch this video, as this is what we need more of today. We need more strong, masculine men who will lead. Enough of this weak follower bullshit that the government can easily manipulate. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything in the comments. Give this video a like, share it if you want to, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.